Alright, let's see. I don't want to rotate my device. Stupid. Hey, what's up, Sketch? Trying to figure out how to get this thing to do the right angle without it telling me to rotate my camera or my phone. That's probably good. That is probably... Let's see, where do I work? I work about here. Yeah, that's good. Alright. Pluggity, 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 pluggity. Of course, my mic is on the other side of the phone. Maybe I'll have to put in a headset. Alright. You have my headset? Where's my headset? Oh, great. Non-stop noise. Non-stop noise! Alright. Aloha, Sierra Whiskey. Nope, I can't do that. You guys hear me okay? I'm not going to put my headphones on because they're cheap bargain market headphones. So let me close this. Go to YouTube. You can see my hands and stuff. I'm going to do all my magic here. Alright. LONESTAR. Mute. Yay, I can see your chats. Alright. You can hear me good. Good. Cool. Alright. Well, I was sitting here trying to figure out all the stuff I need to do to keep this Indiegogo growing, because it's really kind of stalling out a little bit. And then I got Nick P asking me to help or come up with a... You know, I was suggesting that I do like a raffle or something to get some better equipment so that Sierra Whiskey might get a P.O. box set up and we will send you a new PC part by part. Haha, some assembly required. Thank you. You're lovely. It's not the worst idea I've ever heard, but yeah, that's probably something I don't have time for either. I need to figure all this stuff out. I need to figure out so much stuff. And my children are going insane outside. Hey, Nighthawk. Take heart, young Mike. Young Mike. I ain't young anymore, man. Oh my gosh, why do they have to yell at so much? I'll be right back. Hey guys, could you kindly not yell right in front of my door? I'm streaming. Just play quietly.
Yeah, you're streaming.
What? No, you just gotta come in here and make noise. You can't see anyways because it's just a video camera. Just keep an eye on your brother, okay?
I'm gonna stream.
Publish your Amazon wish list. You need... Stop trying to make noise, dude. No, you get out. You're the noisiest of them all.
Yeah.
Anybody want to buy some kids?
I'm for sale. $10 million.
I love Mike's parenting live streams. Thank you. Yes. How do you lose your mind? One day at a time. All right. I switched to some espresso coffee instead of the other stuff, so hopefully your boy just tried to sell himself. Yes, I know. That was a joke for the authorities. Judge, Mike, just go away.
I'm looking for
headphones. Bless this mess. Bless this mess. Shit. So, I don't know. What's going on? I haven't even had time to pay attention to anything going on in the news or in the industry or anything. So somebody refresh my feed. Tell me what's going on out there in the real world. Aloha. This is just going to be me inking, and it's probably not going to be all that exciting. So, and I can't really zoom in. Well, I could zoom in, but that thing would get right in my face. Yeah, let me see. It does seem a little far away now that I'm watching it. That's not aimed at my work, though. How do I adjust this thing? Maybe if I turn this way, I can turn it like that. Yeah, that's a little better. It's not really in my way either. Is that better? That's better, boys and girls. Boys and girls of the jury. Love it. Oh, real ink and real brush. This is actually a quill. This is a, I don't know if you can see it. I probably have to zoom in like this. Can you see it? No. The cameras tend to zoom in or focus on contrast. I don't know why it's not letting me. Come on, focus, camera. Okay, bad camera, bad. So you pencil on the computer, but ink by hand. Actually, yeah, I am just going straight to inks on most of this because a lot of it's just organic. But most of the time, I'll do like breakdowns on the computer, and then tighten stuff up with pencil. But there's just really nothing to tighten up on this one because it's all just trees and rock. And the dude, I did do a little bit of penciling down here. I don't know. You can't see there. Down here, I did some penciling just to tighten up a little bit. And then yes, I ink it all by hand because that's how I do. I like real inks. Of course, it takes me a lot longer. I did the breakdowns on all 3 of these pages during that 4-hour live stream yesterday. It'll take me significantly longer to ink the pages because you saw how fast I did. It was just like scribble, 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 scribble. And those are my breakdowns. My breakdowns are nothing but scribbles. Scribbling and bibbling and bibbling and scribbling. System scan is recommended. What is that all about? Trying to download some new software to my old Mac. Anyway, so yeah, Nick's saying that I should do that Indiegogo, but or not Indiegogo, the GoFundMe. But don't know. I mean, it's not. Of course, hasn't rung all day. As soon as I get on live show. Hello. Sure. Here, talk to Elijah. I'm streaming.
Oh.
It's always something, isn't it? Yeah, and I was just saying, it just feels a little baggy.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I'll just deal with it until I get the money from the Indiegogo. In desperate attempt to stay relevant, Facebook claims it has found campaigns to influence November. What? Campaigns to influence November midterm elections. Oh. Like, what? More Russian campaigning? Is that it? Seems like the campaigning stuff never mattered, or the interference from other countries never mattered until this president. Your house sounds more like a school than a home. I have 5 kids. And believe it or not, one of them's not even here. So yeah, this is what my home sounds like. Yeah, you're animated. All right. Can you give us a rundown of the Lone Star story? I can give you. Let's see, I always get hesitant about that because I don't want to give away too much of the story before you guys get it. But you know, the basics are that he was a soldier in not a soldier, he was an airman.
That's what I said. You just said.
In World War II.
Just mentioned.
He was in a special corps of test pilots and fighter pilots that were put together to go and fight the Übermensch, the German Superman who was helping Hitler. In this was not. Can you close the door, please, Elijah? This was not like a alternate history, but our history, our like real history, is the alternate history because they hid all of this stuff from the real history books, and so he was sent over there. His squadron, he lost his best friend Spitfire. Well, his nickname was Spitfire. In the battle, to take out. Oh gosh, you can't even see what I'm making, huh? Yeah, I'm too high up here. To take out Lone Star. And so. And then, also, in the battle, in the same time, Lone Star, his plane was shot, or taken down, and he was mortally wounded by the Iron Cross, the Übermensch. His name was the Iron Cross. You could see it in the, on the, in the preview pages on the Indiegogo, you can see there's one that has, like, sort of this montage of his life story and his history and stuff. And you can see the Iron Cross there, sort of. You can kind of see him anyways. And so he was taken, to whatever medical unit, and he was dying on the table, and this strange man comes to him and offers him the chance to live and become something more than human. But in exchange, he would have to give up his life, meaning he would have to give up, he'd have to be registered as killed in action, so that there was no longer any record of him. So yeah, and then he accepted the offer, and with that offer, he was drafted into a band of soldiers. Actually, he was the first one, but it became a band of soldiers called the Unknown Soldiers. And the Unknown Soldiers were a force put together by Dr. Livingston, and actually it was started by Dr. Livingston because of his research, and it was his research that created the what do you call it, procedure that gave Lone Star his abilities. And so yes, now he and the other Unknown Soldiers throughout the last century have been fighting the dark and creepy things that go bump in the night, the vampires and the werewolves and the who's-its and the what's-its and the snarfs and grumpkins. Snarks and grumpkins, as Tyrion Lannister might say. So yeah, that's the basic rundown. Yeah, that's the basics. Inking looks great. Thank you. You can see I'm actually not using the quill it's intended to be. Usually a quill, you're supposed to go down this way, maybe slightly at an angle like this, but I like going sideways, which is not exactly correct, but I can get nicer lines with those, or thinner lines. It's just not as consistent lines, but I like them thin. I like my lines thin. And before anyone asks, I will not be doing the singing today. I'm sorry. I'm not taking requests. So turn Blacklist Universe into a lifestyle brand. Barbecue with Lone Star, the TV show. How about let's see, what would be a good character to barbecue with? Yeah, maybe Lone Star. Yeah, Texas barbecue. There you go. I have my old neighbor here. He's since moved, but he started a Texas barbecue place here in San Diego called Coops, and it's really good. It's like some of the best brisket I've ever had, and I've had Texas barbecue in Texas, and sometimes his brisket, oh, just melts in your mouth. It's like butter. That's the good stuff. Jabberwocks, vampires, cannibals, and communists. Well, communists, they do go bump in the night. Um, that would be when they would go and steal people, arrest people in the dark of night. Um, if you've read the Gulag Archipelago, I haven't read the whole thing because it's so bloody long. But yeah, it tells stories about how they would do that, and like nobody would say anything. These people would just disappear in the wee hours of the morning or the night, um, and they'd vanish off into the Siberian hinterlands, into the Gulag. No bueno. But a communist does what a communist does. Blacklist Cola. Drink the universe. Barbecue is the best kind of food. My favorite food, I mean, honestly, Korean short ribs, which I had some terrible Korean short ribs last night from Trader Joe's. If you like Korean short ribs, do not buy the Trader Joe's Korean short ribs. I don't know what they managed to do to those things, but they were just terrible. They were like chewy. The only ones that were like decently edible were the ones that I freaking overcooked. And it's because they were more like jerky at that point than it was like short ribs. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Trader Joe's. I love shopping there. They're cheap. They have good stuff usually. Oh my goodness, worst Korean short ribs I've ever had, and I have them a lot. So sorry, didn't mean to go off on a foodie tangent, but I am a bit of a foodie, and I like to cook, and that was very disappointing last night. Dying sucks. I hate dying. When I come back, I am never what I was. Worst was coming back from being a soldier. Yeah, he doesn't technically die. That's kind of a thing in my universe. Nobody comes back from being legitimately dead. Um, so that won't be happening in Blacklist universe. Sort of a rule. So take it as you will. A rule I want people to hold me to, too. Because I remember Todd McFarlane, when he did Spawn, that was his complaint about Marvel. It's like, man, nobody ever dies at Marvel. It's like, so I'm going to do this thing where I have this character, and he's got this certain amount of power, right? And it's got a clock on it. And the more power he uses, the more the clock winds down. And then, like, when the clock's completely gone, he's going to be dead, and he's not coming back. And then Spawn got really popular, and he got rid of the clock. And I don't remember what his solution was, but I think he started to understand why people at Marvel come back. But you know what? I've got 1,000 ideas. So if one of my ideas is really popular and I kill the character off, then, well, all I'm saying is they're not coming back in the Blacklist universe. Maybe I'll do like what if stories or go back in time stories with, because you know what? Say I killed off Lone Star. Not that I'm going to kill off Lone Star, but say I did kill off Lone Star. I would still have like 100 years worth of stories that I could tell from when he was alive, because I could tell like Korean War, Vietnam. I could tell like he could travel the world like in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. So that would be an acceptable way to keep the character going, but not to bring him back to life, because It doesn't have any impact when a character dies if you know they're just going to be right back. That's why Infinity War for me was like kind of a ho-hum ending, even though there were like gasps from the normies sitting next to me. Um, you know, oh, the people next to me when Black Panther died, they're like, oh my god, it's so funny. I was like, okay, dude, he'll be right back. Don't worry about it. It's Marvel. It's Marvel. They'll be back. Not gonna kill the cash cows. Me, I'm gonna kill the cash cows. Even Jesus. Well, the one exception to the rule is if you're God. Thai barbecue is where it's at. Let's see. It's a big book. I guess we all die since birth, sometimes more than others. Goluk Archipelago is a terrifying book, isn't it, though? All born to grow. Sounds like a really interesting character. Lone Star is. Thank you. He's an interesting character in an interesting universe full of other more interesting characters. Maybe not more interesting, but certainly other interesting characters. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I really can't wait until we're like a few years into this and we're like fleshing out like all these different characters that I have. It'd be so rad. It's gonna be fun, guys. I hope you're gonna be here for the ride. Shostakovich used to sleep with a packed suitcase by his bed. Oh, in case he was shipped off to the Gulag. What was it like? There was a TV show. Was it Hogan's Heroes where they used to talk about people getting shipped off to the Gulag? Even though that was like Germany. I'm trying to remember. It was something. Hey Mike, have you ever thought about having a theme song for Lone Star? Lone Star, heart of the hero. Yeah, I gotta write something with my son. I'll make him do the piano for it. Theme star, theme song, theme song.
Theme star.
Theme star. No, but we've got the theme song for what was it doing? Oh, since my publisher left me, I found a new place to sell. It's down at the end of Comicsgate. No, wait. It's down at the Indiegogo street called Comicsgate Hotel. That was from yesterday. Okay, that's all the singing I'm doing. Sorry. Sorry. That Thai barbecue is where it's at. Smells like wet dog. Ugh. It tastes like it. I'm gonna pass. If something smells like that, I'm not gonna eat it. I do like some Thai food though. Pete Mack, and you can hear it in his music. Dead is dead. Good rule. Even Jesus. Very clever composer who left little indications in his music. Well, there are exceptions. 16. What was that? What happened there? 16 watching currently. Mike on my screen. I mean. Yeah. How come it doesn't say? That's weird. Oh. I have 46 watching. 46 peeps watching. Watching me scribble pen on paper. Scribbling and bibbling and bibbling and scribbling. You all know what that's from, right? You went to hell and heaven. I remember buying the first Spawn. I think it's been going over 20 years. Yeah, 1992 was the first issue of Spawn. So, 1993. 1993 was the first issue of Spawn. That is 25 years now. And he didn't die. How weird. And he was in Ready Player One. We just watched it again last night. One of the first times I can remember saying a movie was better than the book. That book was not good. When you think Lone Star's dialogue, does he speak in your voice? No, I was trying to think of more of a Chris Pratt kind of a voice, but now Chris Pratt has upset me, so I might change it. I might change it back to something a little more somber. But I like him having a little bit of fun. I don't want him to be like somber Captain America type character, you know, or Punisher or something. I want him to be like, you know, he still enjoys life even though he's been through a lot of grief and tragedy and watched a lot of his friends die. It's like you can't take away his hope and his joy. Grief doesn't have to completely cripple a person, you know? I mean, not long term anyways. I agree. Am I still in camera right here? Okay. They just liked Wolverine. Just killed Wolverine. Again, he will be back for sure. Wolverine always comes back. How many times has Wolverine died and come back? Can anybody list? The one time he died and didn't come back was Days of Future Past. That was cool. Getting crispy crittered by a sentinel. And then you'll notice they changed him because in that panel, when they fried Wolverine, he had actually like mechanical. What do you call it? Like a rig in his forearms that would eject the claws and stuff. It was totally like implanted mechanics in his arm. It wasn't like, oh, he's got arms made out of or claws made out of bone, which I always thought was a little bone-headed. Because how are you going to get razor sharp claws from those big clunky looking bone claws he had sticking out? When Batman died, it wasn't nearly as interesting as when Bane broke his back. Batman died? When did Batman die? I had Superman break his back in Injustice. That was fun. Gosh, I gotta do another Injustice stream. I need to get my Injustice fans in here. I've got so many Injustice fans who don't have any idea how to find me. Does Lone Star have a melee weapon to slay those monsters? If not, will he adopt some? He's got a Bowie knife. And it's forged from the metal of the ship. His aircraft. It's forged out of that metal because that particular metal was integral in taking down the Iron Cross. I give a little hint of it on my promo piece. Ugh, it's a terrible line. I should have done that with a brush. But yes, he does have a melee weapon. And well, when he's out fighting like humans, he does not carry a gun because he generally doesn't need to. But he's not adverse to using one, as you have seen in the preview pages. So, plus he's like super skilled in martial arts. He's been training for 100 years, you know. Spoilers, I still haven't seen Avengers. Well, sorry. I love Swan. I guess you mean Spawn. And it's not Mike Millar. It's Mike Miller. He's always with the, do you know who my day is? Do you know who my day is? What? Marvel killed Cyclops when he finally became an interesting character. Dad, not dad. Do you know who my dad is? Oh, hey Mike, how's it? What's up, Cross Comics? Is Lone Star like Captain America? Only in a very superficial way, in that they're both long-lived. They both went through a process that changed them. But you know what? I mean, that's unless you're a mutant or an alien, every hero went through some process that changed them. So you can't be like, oh, well, he did it too. It's like, yeah, well, he's not a mutant. He's not a monster. So, or not? Was it a monster? Or what did I just say? Mutant or alien? Alien. He's not a mutant. He's not an alien. So, yeah. So in that superficial sense, he is, and he's a patriot. But he'll never be a fascist. So in that sense, he's very much not like Captain America. The way they're writing him now. Make the theme song like an 80s cartoon song. Oh, yeah, that'd be cool. An 80s cartoon song. Like Thundercats or... Lone Star. Lone Star. You said you weren't not gonna sing. I can make exceptions. It's my channel. It's my channel. It's my rules. You don't like it? You can go watch Ethan. EVS Skybird, Mike Songbird. I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that far. Yeah, I was listening to some of that yesterday, which is why I'm not doing it today. That was not good. That was not good at all. Do you do all your layouts digitally? I don't do all of them digitally. I am doing stuff digitally for the sake of building my YouTube channel. It's a lot easier to see on the computer, and I didn't have this. I didn't have the gooseneck until just a couple days ago. So so yeah, I might keep doing it this way, but I might just go back to doing it right on paper, because there's something I like much better about just drawing right on the paper. Although the ease of fixing stuff digitally cannot be underscored, or emphasized. I guess technically it can be underscored. What up, Mike? What up, Nick? Maybe hold a competition for your fans on YouTube and Twitter and compose a theme tune for Lone Star, and they can send you the MP3 file. That'd be great. If anybody out there is a musician, wants to come up with a cool theme star. You don't have to mention it every time I say something wrong, Elijah. I can hear myself. My son is very critical. I taught him well. Yeah, if you guys want to do theme songs, post them up, man. That'd be great. Yes, I mean theme stars. Shut up. I'd dig that. Maybe Ethan can do one. Has he done one for Cyberfrog? I haven't seen him do one for Cyberfrog yet. Alright, I actually want him to be a little dirty, so he's scuffed up his knuckles and see, like all this dirt and stuff, I don't have to like pencil dirt on fingers and stuff. Just like, it's all very simple and organic to do, so. That's why inking for me takes longer, because my breakdowns are completely unfinished. And I do a lot of my thinking and inking, or my, little sketchy details and whatnot. This is probably going to be a sort of short video, because my wife is going to be here pretty soon with some hamburgers. I'm gonna go eat, and then I'll come back later and pop this back on. So don't be surprised if I'm gone in a bit. How long have you been drawing? I've been drawing since I was a wee little lad. I've been told I started drawing when I was 2, but I don't think I was drawing very well at 2. I just think I would draw with my older brother Shogo, and I think I just developed a love for it when I was very young, and then I just kept doing it, kept doing it. And then, 45 years later, I got good. So you too can draw. It may take you 45 years of practice, 6, 8 hours a day, but I believe in you. That's one thing, is it drives me nuts when people say, I wish I could draw. It's like, dude, you don't wish that hard, otherwise you'd practice 8 hours a day. It's like, oh man, I wish I could, do a caballerial. Like, but I am not willing to put in that level of effort or risk my bones. So, yeah. Okay, everyone, if Nick's boss walks by, look busy. Oh, my wife is here. That means my food is here. That means I will come back. I will start a new stream, but I will... How many? Okay, I'm going to start a new stream, and I'm going to start it by answering, or by going through this chat first. I don't know. Come back in a bit if you want to chill with me. All right. If I turn this off.